Pipe inspection. To ensure the product quality during and after the production, certain pipe inspections are performed on body and weld of the pipe. Right, at the time of fabrication, there will be certain stages where we need to conduct the inspection at various stages, right, during and after the production. So that time this pipe inspection comes into the picture. Pipe inspection will check what kind of physical defects are present in the pipe or at the weld points, right, which will be affecting the performance during this service. Now, there are a few things which we generally do. For example, first of all, the visual inspection, which is definitely everywhere it is done. The main agenda is to identify the basic defects which we can visually see, various items uh, which need to be inspected visually. We will list out and we'll look into that. Then dimensional standards, again we have to check few things visually. We'll go through this section. Then second section here will be the hydro test. We'll look into the purpose and procedure, what are the various codes requirements and code references. Again, at some point of time we have to mark few things, so that means we have to inspect the marking also. So we need to know what are the various things which are generally marked and what are the various checkpoints. So in this section we are going to cover the visual inspection, hydro test and marking inspection. So let us start with the topic. Hydro test of pipe is one of the commonly used testing method to ensure that the pipe or vessel is leak proof and it can withstand the pressure which is the process requirement. Now we in piping industry we ensure the integrity of piping system, right? There will be so many joints, there will be so many fittings, so many components will be there. So once it is done for piping systems, we can ensure that the integrity of piping system is in place. Again, we ensure the safety, reliability and leak tightness of pressurized piping system, because it will be so complex piping within the plant. So any leakage or any damage can cause a lot of accidents. So we ensure the stability, right? We can rely on the testing. Once it is done, we can say this much pressure this piping system can bear. To check out the strength of weld joints, again there will be many joints, so that will also be ensured that this piping system, this pressurized piping system can take that much pressure and there is no leakage. Again we can check the flange joints, that there is no leakage. So this is how this hydro test is really helping us to identify many things. Again, if you look at one of the ASTM standard, that is A530, there is one equation which is given so that we can calculate the pressure to perform the hydro test, right? So these are the components. P is hydrostatic test pressure in PSI or MPa. S is a pipe wall stress in PSI again. T is the specified nominal wall thickness. Okay, so these things we need to know for any piping system, so that we can check what kind of hydro test pressure we need to keep to check the stability of any piping system, right? So this is commonly done for all the pressure vessels and piping system to maintain the integrity of the whole system. If you look at various references which are given in various codes and standards for pressure system or piping systems or pressurized piping systems, you look into this ASME section 1, 31.1, 31.3, 31.9, right, NFPA 13. So these are few of the references where we get some clauses or some recommendations for hydro testing, right? So most of the time this is 1.5 time of the pressure, design pressure. Okay, and for pneumatic testing similar criteria is there, and most of the time it is taking 1.1 to 1.5 25 design pressure. Right, for NFPA these are recommending directly 200 psi, and for pneumatic it is taking 40 psi. Right, so these are the recommendation for various applicable codes in process industry. If we are going to use this code, then we have to go for 1.5 time of design pressure. So with respect to the code applicable for the particular project, we can identify the test pressure. At the same time, this equation as we have just discussed, this is test pressure into 1.5 times of design pressure. But at the same time, if the allowable stresses are allowable stresses is something which we need to consider if we are not considering the test pressure at design temperature. If the temperature is different, then at that particular temperature we need to take the allowable stresses and we need to divide it with the allowable stresses at design pressure. So this equation will remain same. If it is at same temperature, then this St by S will be 1. So we'll come to the test pressure is 1.5 time of design pressure. So this will be same. Only thing is if the temperature is different, then we have to take the allayables at that particular temperature also. So these are few of the references which we can refer while calculating the test pressure for hydro test. Visual inspection is one of the most effective inspection method because this is very quick, and this is again will be done visually to check the overall product quality. Right, then sometimes we check few things during visual inspection. For example, the overall product finish, which can be easily find out by looking at the surface or looking at the product overall. Again, you will check the surface imperfections. There will be few mechanical marks, lamination, tears, or any other visual imperfection which we can identify visually. Also, we can check the weld defects such as porosity, undercuts, uneven weld beads, and excess or underfill of weld materials. Okay, so this kind of inspection we have to perform. We generally perform in any of the project. Again, there are few ASTM standards where there are some acceptance criteria which are clearly mentioned. We can refer those acceptance criteria to pass the material. Okay, if we find some variations which are exceeding the allowable or tolerances given in ASTM standards, we can directly reject those items. But there are ASTM standards, there are few acceptance criteria. If all the criteria are met, we can say that visual inspection is done and the material is fulfilling the requirements. Now, pipe dimension inspection. There will be some variations when we are checking the material visually. Those permissible variations depends on manufacturing standard. We have to look into the specific manufacturing standard where all these variations will be given. If it is within the range, then we can say it is okay and good to go. Then dimensional inspection. Again, we have ASME 36.10 and 30 for carbon steel, 36.19 for stainless steel. This is globally used as a dimensional standard. There are all the dimensional, all the schedule, thickness, a lot of things are already there which we can directly refer to perform the visual inspection also. Right, so during dimensional inspection there will be few things which we generally check. For example, the diameter, length, thickness, straightness, ovality, and weight. So once we are performing visual check on these things, we will be requiring these standards. We will be requiring the ASTM standards where the permissible variations are there. Right, so we can compare the practical situation with the benchmarking given in these standards. So that is how we perform the visual inspection. Pipe marking inspection. To understand this, first of all, we need to know what kind of things we are going to mark. Right? For any pipe, if you see, there will be manufacturer logo, ASTM material code, material grade, size, thickness and schedule number, length, heat number, special marking WR for weld repair. Right. So these are few of the things which will be marked on any of the pipe. So first we need to understand these things should be there. Then second part is how we are going to inspect. So first inspection is whether these things are there or not. Then second thing is these marking can be done by paint or by hard punching. There will be two methods so that anybody can see what is marked. So marking can be done by paint or by hard punching. Right. For stainless steel, sometimes we go for pipe stenciling type of thing. But at the same time, when we are thinking about the hard punching, we need to remember that there may be impact on the pipe thickness. So there, if the thickness is below than 6 mm in carbon steel, we cannot go for hard punching. So this is clear cut point which is generally we have to keep in mind while performing the marking inspection. Again, for stainless steel, this thickness is 12 mm. If it is below that, we are not going to go for hard punching. So this is something which is important related to marking inspection, and we have to perform while doing our inspection activities. So in this section where we are discussing the pipe inspection, testing and marking, we covered this part where we try to understand the basics behind hydro test, visual inspection and marking. So I hope the content was good, and see you in the next part.